Welcome to our daily reflection for this Saturday, December 28th, the Feast of the Holy Innocents. And of course, we know that with the birth of Jesus, it gets out, the Magi come to visit Joseph and Mary and Jesus. And what we find then is that Herod finds out that the Magi don't come back and that someone's been born of the line of David. And of course, Herod is not of the line of David. He's not really even a Jew, he's an Edomite. And he's worried about his dynasty. And so he sends out the soldiers to kill all the children, all the boys 2 years or younger, to make sure to wipe out and snuff out any last descendant of the line of David. And Herod does this great act of wickedness. I always think that this is depicted in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, where Mary gives birth to a child, and then a red dragon tries to swallow that child, and then the child is protected. And we see how the angel warns Joseph in a dream, so he takes Jesus, the babe, to Egypt to protect him from Herod's massacre. And of course, Herod is an Edomite, and Edom in Hebrew means red. And so Herod and the Herodian dynasty is the red dragon that tries to swallow the child, and he fails. Now, of course, we celebrate today this Feast of the Holy Innocents because the church recognizes that those children who were all slaughtered in the attempt to kill Jesus are the first martyrs who die on behalf of Christ. And of course, the devil, the powers that he uses on earth is always trying to kill children and always trying to kill the Christ child and other children. And yet the devil doesn't, even when he's victorious, he's not ultimately victorious because of Jesus' death and resurrection. Those children are baptized in their own blood. And so they're able to be in heaven with Christ. And he crowns them with glory. And he gives them honor because they died on his behalf and for him. And so that makes them martyrs. And so we see that even God allows evil to bring out a greater good, right? And this feast is a feast that shows us that, and it gives us hope, right? That innocent children slaughtered will be vindicated and by God in the end in heaven. And so the dragon and the devil only have power for a short time on this earth, but not for eternity, not in heaven. And so that's important. Now we have the first reading today, again from the first epistle of John, because it follows the Christmas theme, right? John, who gives witness and tells us and reminds us about love, that Christmas is all about love. God the Father has made this great gift, the gift of his Son, and the only proper response is love. The only way to repay love is with love. There's no other way to repay love but then with love. And so that's what we are to do. And so he says, look, God is light, and in God there is no darkness. So if we say we have fellowship with him while we continue to walk in darkness, we lie and we're not in accord with the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is light, then we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of his Son, Jesus Christ, cleanses us from all sin, right? And that's so important for us to have fellowship with the Father and fellowship with one another, and not to be liars, to confess our sins, that Jesus' blood may wash away our sin, and we may have communion with God the Father in Jesus Christ. And so John is telling us the way to pay back Jesus who is the truth, is to walk in the truth. In other words, to repay love with love, right? To love by fulfilling the commandments. That is so important. And so today we celebrate the Feast of the Innocents, the Holy Innocents, that they are honored because they died for Jesus. And John reminds us that we too can be innocent by the blood of Christ. And once we are washed in that blood by baptism, we need to walk in the light and constantly put ourselves in the light. And if we sin, to go to confession that we may be innocent and washed, so that we too can have communion with God the Father and Jesus Christ the Son. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.